I'm going to try and keep this upbeat. It might slip a bit into melancholy. I thought I'd talk about why I'm deleting Tinder. I'm going to go through the reasons why I am deleting Tinder. I kind of came to the realization that it wasn't working for me, doing something over and over again and getting the same result. Wasn't getting men that wanted the same thing as me, and the sun. Fuck the sun. So I think the first reason is that I don't conform to the normal body standards. Even though I'm kind of attractive, if I say it so myself, because I don't look a certain way body-wise, I was not getting past the first round basically. And I had to acknowledge that because I wasn't, and because I'm not slim, I wasn't getting the matches. And men basically, they weren't able to see my personality through Tinder. They were literally just going on my body and what I looked like, and they weren't matching with me. And as I've said before, I think Tinder only really works if you are an incredibly attractive person. This is what I see a lot of men talk about as well. And they say that if you're not a really attractive person, Tinder is not going to work for you. In the same way that short men have trouble dating, it's exactly the same for women. If women are, say, bigger than average, they are going to struggle on a dating app. Even though I wouldn't necessarily class myself as big, I can see I am bigger than what the traditional norm is. If you pick the average guy, they probably won't be into me physically. I tend to attract a certain type of guy that prefers the woman to be a bit curvier, and I've kind of accepted that. I am kind of taking measures, off camera to kind of rectify that, and I am really drilling down and working on my diet now. I can sadly see that it's hindering me in my love life. Sometimes women have to be honest, and men can't always see the true you if you're in a body that's bigger. And that's definitely what I've had to accept now, is that if I want to attract the men that I want to attract, I sadly will have to lose weight. The second reason why I'm deleting Tinder, definitely notice, obviously as you get older, you're going to get less matches. And I think it's predominantly because the majority of men will keep their age range of 18 to 30. A lot of men don't really want to go over 30. And I've definitely noticed a shift in that as I've got older. Towels control me all they want. I found on Tinder the people that I'm tending to attract, if I do lessen my age range, then I attract the kind of stereotypical younger guy that just wants fun, that's looking for a quote unquote experienced woman, that isn't looking for anything serious. Or similarly, I also attract men that are much older than me, and I don't want someone that is a lot older than me. But also I kind of have realised that that is probably what I'm ultimately going to settle down with, someone that's much older than me. Also, the third reason, it's a low investment from the men that are on there. The men that are on there are, I think I've probably said this before, but they're using it for validation. They're seeing how many swipes they can get. It's literally just been, men will match with me. They'll send me a first message, I'll reply, and then they just won't reply. You can tell it's just a scattergun approach of how many women can I message at once. The trouble is that the men on Tinder, because they haven't paid for it, like you would pay for maybe a dating site, or you'd pay for a matchmaker to set you up, where these men are intentional and they want something. The men on Tinder, I can't really judge them because they just want something different to me, but these men, they aren't wanting serious commitment. I've never off the bat met a man, even if I've been on a date with them, that openly admitted that they wanted a relationship. You kind of get to the point where you're thinking, why am I wasting my time on men that are emotionally unavailable, men that don't want the same thing as me? It wasn't really serving me to keep going down this line, basically, of just wasting my time. And then number 4, I mean, it is pretty obvious, and I don't want to generalise men because I know that my core fan base is male, but the men on Tinder that I'm finding, they only want sex. I wasn't finding anyone that wanted to get to know me as a person. Wasn't finding anyone that wanted to take me on a date. I literally found and attracted people that just wanted to have sex with me. These were men that either wanted a kind of casual friends with benefits situation, or these were men that literally just wanted a one night stand. And I think this is pretty common. I think a lot of people, they go on Tinder and they just want to have fun, and sometimes it can be difficult for me to put myself in someone else's shoes, because obviously I want to find someone, but it's difficult to put yourself in another person's shoes. You'll be meeting the people that have just come out of relationships and they don't want another relationship, and sometimes it's difficult for me to put myself into that kind of mindset of not everybody is going to want the same thing as me. And I wouldn't have minded so much, but it seemed to be that everyone was on the same kind of train, the same mindset, and I wasn't finding men that wanted the same thing as me, and I had to just acknowledge that it wasn't working. It's not as prevalent, and it has kind of slowed down a bit since lockdown. A lot of people on Tinder wanted open relationships. I wasn't encountering people that wanted monogamy. The people that did want something a step up from just a sexual experience wanted to have an open relationship. They wanted to explore polyamory. They wanted multiple partners, and that just isn't something for me. For me, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. I don't want to have, sex with different people all the time. No matter what is spread on the internet about, men going their own way and all that, saying that women want lots of sexual partners. I think if you ask the majority of women, they want sex in a loving relationship where they feel safe. I think there are going to be a small percentage of women that want more partners. That kind of red pill analogy plays on that and kind of says that all women want that. If I think of my friends and the females that I know, the majority of people that I know and speak with want a monogamous relationship. And for me, an open relationship isn't really a relationship. I don't think you can have a relationship but also sleep with different people. It's just how I think, basically, and what I believe. I think the last point for me is, it's not even something really, I guess, related to, me or how I look. In the end, I was struggling to gain attraction from people's profiles, basically. As I've said before, I find it difficult to kind of go on a profile and know if I like someone. I like to see how they act in real life on a date. I was finding it difficult to just gain attraction from just a couple of photos. In general, I've kind of got to this stage where I was just fed up with dating, and I was looking at these profiles and the profiles weren't filled out properly. They didn't have people's interests. These profiles aren't really drawing me to these people. I just came to the realization that I'm probably not going to find anyone on Tinder, and it kind of sucks because I know 1 in 3 people meet their spouse via a dating app. Part of me thinks like, oh, I'm just cutting off my last option of finding someone, but also I think I'm going to try and work on different things, and definitely I want to work on feeling better in myself looks wise and feel more comfortable in my own body, and try and just work on my health. Yeah, those are just the main reasons why I'm deleting Tinder. And if you have any comments, just let me know and tell me how your experience with the dating app has been. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll try and do a happier video next time, and see you soon.